and we're gonna look at course outline. So I like this one a lot, and you can start by generating a course outline. And I started to think about like, okay, so what if I have a world history course, for example, and I don't have any idea where to start or what these things should look like in terms of lessons. So the course outline, just like everything else, you start by filling it out. And so you're gonna do your world history, social studies, and then you're gonna do grade level, 9th grade. And then so basically what I did was I just counted how many standards there were. And this wouldn't really be the case because you're gonna have, maybe several lessons per standard or, benchmark. So this is just kind of, just to show you what it looks like. But world history, social studies, 9th grade, 43 lessons. And then I can go and I can pick Minnesota for this. We're going to do in-person classroom setup. And then the teaching style, which is interesting as well, you can do lecture-based or project-based. I'm going to do project-based. I find that much more enjoyable than lecture. And then, so here's where I tested this yesterday, and I thought this was really cool about how I can say, I need to cover Minnesota state standards for world history. Use these standards and benchmark codes to create course outline. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over to our script here, and then I'm going to pull in these standard codes and plug them into the space for what my course needs to cover. And then we're going to try this out. We're going to see what we actually get with the course outline. Okay, so what you're going to notice is there's this distinction between when you create a course outline versus like a unit or a lesson plan. A unit or lesson plan you'll give it the standard or you'll give it the prompt and it will produce that lesson for you. The course outline, what I like about it is that it used the Minnesota State standards, and I checked these when I did my first one, and this all looks the same. It's breaking down into these 43 lessons, the world history content. So starting with like ancient civilizations and then all the way up to present day time, globalization, modern issues. So what's great is it has that in there. It also includes some review and exam prep in here, and then the standards integration. So where did it pull these from? Now, this is just an outline. So this is great. And then what you can do is, let's say I want to start with Mesopotamia. I need to start with that. That's going to be my beginning of the year. And I'm going to click generate. And what that's going to do is pull in that information. So Mesopotamia, 9th grade, introduction to the cradle of civilization. So it's taking what it knows about that standard when it created outline and pulling it into where I click generate. So I click generate and then it produces that lesson plan for me. Okay, so it's putting in my learning objectives, materials needed, and then instructional procedures. Okay, so it's going through, got my introduction, direct instruction, guided practice, independent practice, and closure, assessment, extension activities, resources that were used, standards alignment. And this is all really great. I mean, it's basically pulling in everything that I need for delivering this Mesopotamia lesson. Basically what I can do is I can export it, I can share it, Or if I feel good about this, this will get stored in my lesson plan section here. So they'll start to get funneled into this area. But what I like even more is from here, I can then click where it says world history, and that's going to bring me right back to my course outline. And then I can go in and say, okay, I need my next lesson, which is on ancient Egypt. And what you'll notice here is that I generated that lesson from my outline for Mesopotamia, and now it's, instead of part of my outline, it's now a lesson plan built. So what'll happen is, as I create and generate lessons, it's building out the course outline with the lesson plans in it. So when let's say I do all of these and this gets funneled back up to the top, I can click on that and it's going to bring me back to my lesson plan. So it's not that you're just, you have the course outline and then you have to like print it off to refer back to it. You can actually generate all of your lessons, right? Just like we did with the first one. We'll generate this one on ancient Egypt. And then what we want to do each time is go back to the world history page, and it's going to continue to put them into this section. We'll actually have to see if we go back into that lesson. Once it's produced for us, we can check and see how this falls within our lesson plan outline. But let's say for this, it looks like now that it has produced more, it does put it just below. So if you do it in order here, like if you click generate, it should just continue to put them here and rotate them around. But even if it doesn't, I can always say, oh, okay, maybe I need to do Mesopotamia second. Well, I just moved it down. I can just drag it. And so this would be the process for developing your entire outline. And then keep in mind too, generating the exams and things that would go along with that as well. So that gives you some, I think one of the coolest things to do on SchoolAI is the outline. Especially if you're a new teacher getting started and you want to have a place to start, and this is going to generate lessons for you. You're going to feel much more at ease, I feel like, and getting started with your class. And this is just a social studies example. Feel free to use, for whatever class or content area you have, you're going to find this useful.